further 1,500 have so far been reported injured. Officials say the magnitude 6 quake struck the mountainous region near the city of Jalalabad. The military has been deployed to help rescue people from remote villages that have been badly affected. The northeastern provinces, where several tectonic plates meet, are particularly susceptible to seismic activity. We'll bring you more on this developing story as it comes in. Well, we can now cross over to Dania Al-Sharif with the Danish Refugee Council. She's in Kabul. What more can you tell us about this earthquake?
Thank you, Terry. At the moment, the information are still incoming. It's still early days, so it's hard to yet know the impact of these earthquakes. But since last night, we're trying to collect information. Our team are deployed in the east. What we know is that the most impacted areas are in Kunar and Nangarhar. We know that some of the villages that are quite remote are still inaccessible, while the number of deaths thus far that we have received is around 800 killed. We expect the number to increase as many families remain to be under rubbles. It's important as well to mention that many of these locations are really hard to access at the moment. The authorities, forces are trying to clear the roads, so assistance will be impacted as the roads needs to be cleared.
How well prepared is the Taliban government to respond to a disaster like this?
There are some deployments at the moment. We know there is some clearances of roads undertaken and some evacuation, but there is a lot that is needed, a lot of assistance that is needed at the moment. Our team and others are deployed, are doing assessment and try to collect information and try to provide immediate response as much as possible. But let me also mention that this area is impacted as well by the forced return from Pakistan. Actually in Kunar and in Nangarhar, it's one of the high return areas where many have been forced to return. They have returned to this area trying to rebuild their lives, and they are now impacted by this earthquake. The assistance that is required at the moment is certainly medical evacuation, it's clearance of the rubbles, emergency healthcare assistance, shelter, food, everything is needed at the moment.
Afghanistan, since the Taliban took over there, has been isolated internationally to some degree. Is the Taliban government willing to ask other countries for help in this situation?
We, as humanitarian organizations, of course, our work is to provide humanitarian assistance to the most impacted areas and families. We have been impacted by the budget cuts, especially recently since the U.S. budget cuts, but then also the reduction is funding overall. The capacity to respond has been weakened since the beginning of this year. We are deployed along with other organizations and the UN organization to respond, but certainly more is needed urgently at the moment.
Dania, thank you very much for talking with us today. That was Dania Al-Sharif with the Danish Refugee Council in Kabul.